Hi everyone, here is some information about the in-depth topic that you're going to work on when you do not have an oral hearing on Tuesday. So you have to do quite a lot of work on your own. So I thought I should make this little video to give you some tips and hints about how you should work and explain a bit more what's important to think about. So if you look at the competence aim, it says that you should be able to select an in-depth study topic within one's education program and present this. Now, within one's education program means, as I've said, that you can choose from any subject that you have at school. So if you're interested in something in science or social science, Norwegian even, you can pick this as your topic to present. And of course, me and Marianne have decided that you should present it in the form of a text. Not a presentation, but an expository essay of 700 to 1,000 words. So just to remind you what the exact task is, the assignment, as it says here, write an expository essay of 700 to 1,000 words about a topic from your education program. Keep in mind the readers, they will be people your own age. So we'll think that this text will be put into a textbook for upper secondary. The purpose is to inform your readers about your chosen topic, and then the criteria, the things that we'll focus on, is whether your text elaborates, uses complex and correctly constructed sentences, uses advanced linking words, and cites sources in the text and at the end in a verifiable way. So these are like the focus areas. Of course, vocabulary and grammar and all these other things will also be a part of it, but these are the things that we look for the most and give you feedback on. So if we go back to the competence aim, let's say, just to illustrate what you should do then after you've picked your topic. So I'm going to pick a topic from English and from within this competence aim here, which says to discuss and elaborate on culture and social conditions in several English-speaking countries. So I say that I'm interested in social conditions. Social conditions is a very wide topic. You can choose anything from education to politics to health to working life, religion, and so on and so forth. But I say that I'm interested in homelessness. And I'm interested in homelessness in the US. And I wonder, like, why are people homeless and what is life like and things like that. So my topic for my in-depth study is homelessness in the USA. So what you should do first, and this is important, after you've picked a topic, it's extremely important that you make research questions. You have to make questions that your text will answer. If you don't do this, if you just start researching, you start typing homelessness and you start Googling and trying to find information, your text and you will be in a way controlled by your sources. Your text will be different depending on what kind of sources you find, and you'll end up maybe reading a lot of information that you end up not using. So if you make research questions, you're in charge of the process. You're in charge of your text. You have decided already what you want it to contain, so you just have to find the information. So let's say I say homelessness is my topic. Now, first, I think it might be good to start out with some basic facts. So I want to things like how many people are actually homeless in the US. And I'm also wondering about who are they? Are there more men than women, for example? So gender might be relevant. How old? Are there many children, or is it mostly old people? So age is something that I want to find out. There could be many things in terms of who. Ethnicity maybe is an interesting question. Are there more black people than white people, for example, on the streets? And so on. So let's say some basic facts then. How many and who are they in terms of age, gender, ethnicity, and so on. And then, oh, right, spelling mistake. Typing a bit too fast. And then I, of course, I also wonder why. Why are they homeless? What has happened to them? Is there like just a lot of different reasons why people are homeless, or are there some things that they have in common? For example, like, could there be something about poverty or mental health issues? Why are these people so poor that they can't afford to have their own house? And then I also wonder about what are the most common challenges that they face when they live on the streets. So what is a typical day like? What is the problems that they face every day? And then I also wonder about what kind of help. Is there a way out of this? Or is it when you first have become a homeless person, you're sort of doomed to be homeless for the rest of your life? So I think if I find the answer to these questions, I will have a text of about 700 to 1,000 words, because I'll probably find out a lot of information here, and probably I could write a couple of paragraphs about different challenges, and hopefully also a couple of paragraphs about help. And that might be a sort of way to end it all as well, like a conclusion that points to sort of the future, what can be done to help these people. So I have here some things that I would like to find out, and I also have here, in a way, the structure of my text. I will start out with basic facts, then I will move on to why they're homeless, challenges they face, and the help that they can get. So by doing this, I'm in control of my text. I know what my text is going to be about, and now I just have to find the information that I need to write it. Okay, so what I recommend that you do next is actually, before you start doing any research, I recommend that you write down what you already know. Most of you will probably have picked a topic that you know something about already, so you have some knowledge about this that you can write down. If you don't, you can always guess. For example, let's say that I want to write about homelessness and I don't really know how many they are or who they are, but I can make some guesses. Let's say that I've been to New York. I saw a lot of homeless people on the streets, and many of them seem to be men, so I'm kind of guessing that more people are male, and it's hard to tell their age because they seemed really old, but I'm guessing there are also kids, even though I didn't see many kids on the streets. So I can sort of make guesses or estimates and things like that. And I know for a fact that a lot of people on the streets, or homeless people, they have mental problems, which is why they're unable to hold on to a job, which makes them really poor, and then they're thrown out of their homes and so on. So I know a lot of them have mental problems, and I know that's an important reason why they become homeless. So I could write something about that. I could write a lot of people become homeless because they have mental problems and are unable to hold on to a regular job, and so on and so forth. And I really recommend that you put some effort into it, not just writing keywords, but try to write proper sentences and write down everything you know or that you guess about the topic. Because what you have then, before you start doing your research, is that you have something that is self-written. And one of the things that we're focusing on here is avoiding plagiarism, right? We don't want to steal other people's ideas or vocabulary or sentences or language. So really, this text has to be written by you, using your language, which means, of course, that there will be mistakes in your text, right? You'll have grammar mistakes, and maybe you choose the wrong word and so on, but it's yours. It's written by you. And that's important, because otherwise we cannot judge it if it's written by somebody else. So if you start out by writing down the things that you know or think about the topic, you have a self-written text as sort of a basis. You have research questions and you have a self-written text, which means you have a structure and you have produced something on your own. And this way, when you then start doing research, you have already sort of done some of the most difficult things, actually, which is to get started writing. Because often if you start immediately with the research, you just start reading a lot, and you read and you read and you read and you read and you collect all this information. And then after that, which is kind of the easy part, then you have to sort of sit down and start writing. And that can be very difficult to get started on after you've done a lot of research. If you do it this way, you'll have something that you've written first, and then you do research, and it's easier to come back to your text and fill out. So that's my best tip for you, is that you write research questions and then you write what you already know about the topic before you start doing research. So now it's time for the actual research, and I have a couple of recommendations here as well. One of them has to do with using Zotero. I hope you've all installed this program now and that it works as it's supposed to do. So you see that I have it here. This is the app, and this is what it looks like. And you see that I have created a separate folder here, which is called in-depth topic, and that I want to use. You just click on the right button and new samling, and you call it in-depth topic. And the great thing then is that I can save all my sources to this folder. Yeah, I have an old file there. So, and then if you have installed the app, you should also have the plugin for Word, which you see here. Okay, so let's go back. I have found a page that I want to use. I've just Googled homelessness US. Oops. And this page came up and I thought it looked interesting, and I've read about us and it's a non-profit organization, so I'm thinking that they will probably have some facts that I need. So let's say that I read this and yeah, here it is, a lot of information, and I want to use some of this. So what I immediately do then is that I press this one. I have also included a browser extension, so see here, save to Zotero comes up as an option. And I do that, and let's see if it works. Yes, the state of homelessness in America 2016, and here I can see if the page has an author. Yeah, I'm not going to do that now, but you can add more information. But you see that what it's saved here is the address, the day that I've read it, and the title, and the fact that it's a web page. So now I have one source in my in-depth topic. Great. Now I can continue to do research and find other sources. Now, let's say that I have the text written here, and I now want to include information here. I want to use some of these numbers. So that's what I've written here in the text. So I said blah, 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 blah. Now I want to give the source. What you would normally do, which I'm guessing that you're used to, is that you would go here and you would copy this and you would enter it into the text. Now instead, using Zotero is much easier, because then I could just go Zotero and then insert citation, and I want to make sure that I choose American Psychological Association 6th edition here, and the rest okay. And then I'm going to go for the classic view so I can see my sources, and then I have the in-depth topic here, so I want to use this one because now I only have this one page. So, and it's a web page, so I don't have to add anything here. So I'm just pressing OK. And here is the citation. It looks like that. You see that the entire web address is not included. And that's fine, because if you have to remember to do this at the end. But let's say I use other sources as well, and then at the end I want to insert the bibliography. And this is what I do. Insert it, and then there you see the title, and here you see the whole address. So it looks like this in the text. The whole address is not included in the text. So just get into the habit of doing this. Always have Zotero open when you're doing research. And when you find a source that you think looks interesting, or it definitely looks interesting, you don't have to copy and paste it. You just save to Zotero, and then you'll have all your sources here. Now I only have one, but as you go along, and if you do more research, you can have several sources here. And then you have them ready for your use when you're working in your text. So that was my main point when it came to the actual research. Okay, so get started. I think most of you have chosen your topic. If not, you have to really don't spend too much time on that on Tuesday. Just pick a topic from any of your subjects. So go look at the textbooks of your other subjects, or think back to classes. What have you learned about that you found interesting? Make research questions. Do some writing. Write down what you already know, or what you think that you know, and then you do the research, and use Zotero while you're doing the research. It will really make it a lot easier for you at the end. Okay, so good luck, and I think if you follow this little recipe, you'll do well.